like to open public session. I ask if you'd like to speak, please step up to the podium, state your name and address, and try to keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. 3 people have signed up to speak. The first is Frank Haggerty.
Good evening, Mr. Barlow. Good evening, table. My name is Frank Haggerty, and I own 200-202 West First Street, downtown Oswego. I'm here because I'm a little baffled how people are coming to the store saying that they're thinking about putting a Dunkin' Donuts up on the corner. And my only concern is I don't have a problem with a new business coming to town. I think it's great. Why wouldn't I? We need all the help we can get. The concern I have would be the look of the business. And the reason why I say that is because 4 years ago I came to the same meeting. I had a multi-million-dollar project for my building. I wanted to change my building into a Las Vegas type bright building. I own my building. I paid $1 million for it. I have no payments. And I wanted to change it to put some dragons. I have a lot of fun with it. I came here and the very first thing the guy said to me was, Mr. Haggerty, you need to keep the historical value of downtown. It has to look historical. I was very upset, but I listened to you. 2 years after that, I came back to you folks, and I said, you listen guys, my building is looking old. I want to paint it. I want to make it bright. People look at it. What can we do? I came up with an idea of colors. Again, I was turned down. I had a choice of 3 colors to pick from. You guys didn't make the payments on the building, but you made a lot of decisions on my building that I don't think were fair. And the thing is what bothers me the most is Dunkin' Donuts is not historical, looks nothing historical, and already has 2 locations in this town. And not only that, is if you guys all know, there's a lot of coffee shops downtown. The Oswego Police Department goes to the coffee shop right across the street. Why would you give them more choices? These are all locally owned, family businesses that barely make it now because of the parking issues, and you want to put something up there that you know is going to cause havoc. The drive-through is a terrible idea where it would be. You're going to do what you want to do, but just remember, every one of you said no to me twice. Not once, twice. And I have strong roots. Millions of dollars I have in this town, and I own it. I'm not a bank payer. I have roots. If they are going to do it, the look has to be the same. It's only fair. Historical Dunkin' Donuts, sure, it's out of place. I've never seen one of them. But you know what? This is our block. This is what I work for. This is my block. I come here every day, 60 hours a week. Why would you put it there? God bless you.
Next is Mercedes Neese.
Ladies and gentlemen of the council, Mayor Barlow, thank you for the opportunity. I'm here with my citizen's hat on, and I am here to present over 735 signatures that are objecting to a drive-through Dunkin' Donuts and asking the council to please establish regulations and rules that would prohibit any such future development within our historic downtown. I will tell you, I've only collected a few hundred of the over 1,700 signatures. These are collected by folks in town, not by me, and citizens who are afraid to come and speak, okay, which is a shame. But I remember a long time ago, I was afraid to speak to you guys too. So hopefully they'll get some confidence, and my second part of my speech, maybe they'll get excited and be involved. This letter was asked that it be included with these petitions, and it says all of these petitions were signed in Oswego, New York. The surrounding areas of Fulton, Sterling, Mexico, Hannibal, Pennville, Fairhaven, Minetto, Lycoming, Martville, and Scriba have residents that shop in Oswego. Oswego also has residents that also shop here frequently because they work at the college. They come from Syracuse, Red Creek, Cicero, Rome, etc. So I would like to be able to present this pile of signatures to add to the other, which gives us a total of 1,747 we've turned in. If you want to knock off a few, Florida one's fine. But it's pretty minimal. So if I could make the presentation to...
Pop them up here.
Thank you.
The clerk's office will file them. Thank you. And the last... Yeah, okay, part 2.
I'm keeping it under 5, I promise. So one of the things I did was went onto the city website, and I had an opportunity. I was part of the 2020 Vision Plan way back in 2003, and then again when it was reviewed in 2011. It's an exciting plan. I don't know if you've had a chance to read it. I encourage everybody to read it. I encourage everybody here to read it, because it really tells the story and gives, for me, a real exciting vision of where we're going. And I do believe with the work that's being done, quite a bit of it is checking off the boxes here. So kudos to the mayor, to the council, to the previous council, and for previous administrations that worked hard at this document. When we went to the planning and the zoning meetings, it was really apparent that this didn't play in any of the conversation or the evaluation or the decision, or I sure didn't see it. If I could, so one of the action plans, prepare a corridor study for Route 104 that addresses safety, pedestrian enhancements, and access management. So the concern about being a walking community. Another proposed action, ensure that the 2020 strategic plan is implemented through appointing a Common Council 2020 Plan Committee to benchmark the status of projects and actions and provide regular updates through the city's website, coordinate the city's department goals for consistency with the 2020 plan, and provide an annual status report to the council. Another action plan, prepare a grant, this is Justin's end of things here, an application to the New York State Environmental Protection Fund to prepare a downtown master plan. And maybe we've done that, I don't know. That focuses on the preparation of a build-out analysis attracting upper story housing, parking impacts, and circulation. I know that Dunkin' Donuts is going to be a single story. Explore opportunities for strengthening the presence of downtown through participation in the National Trust for Historic Preservation Main Street program. This community-based approach to revitalization could include the designation of a Main Street coordinator to market new businesses and support existing businesses. Objectives, develop a more pedestrian-friendly Main Street and downtown area, which the Dunkin' Donuts is in the downtown area. Improve the appearance of Main Street and downtown area. Increase the number and diversity of businesses along Main Street. Establish niche retail opportunities unavailable elsewhere in Oswego. Identify zoning changes that will improve the appearance, usage, and maintenance of downtown buildings. And somewhere in this document it says buy local, have a buy local effort. Finally, in the conclusion, the citizenry of the city of Oswego defined a desired future they would like to see in the year 2020. Very clearly, participants harbor great pride for this community, its heritage, and its unique location. This plan attempts to harness the underlying power that is present in the community. The city and its partners in implementation must continue to foster and nurture citizen pride through active and transparent dialogue. There is no replacement for continuous improvement. After all, the preparation of a plan only represents a good point in time for the city. It is the small and persistent actions of engaged citizens that produce the greatest changes in a community. So those folks that sign that petition, they are the engaged citizens of this community. So I don't understand all of government. I don't know who has the oversight of this plan. And I don't understand how that translates to the planning board and the zoning board. And those are just questions that I don't have the answers to. But I hope you do, and that somehow we find out what that is, the citizens that are concerned about this project. Councilor Hill, a conversation we had, you said, hey, what about the owner? We're going to make sure the owner gets all these copies of these petitions as well. So I know you guys are getting a little beat up, and I apologize for that part, but we're really feeling strongly about this, and we don't want it to be, sorry, but your colonial laundromat. Thank you.
This is Barbara Jung.
Mayor Barlow and members of the Common Council, my name is Barbara Jung, and I live in Oswego. I collected signatures against the building of a Dunkin' Donuts on the corner of West 1st and Utica Street. I think most of you know the reason people are voting no. Traffic problems, a franchise in our historic area, and a franchise in the area of only local merchants. This site is great for Dunkin' Donuts, but not for Oswego residents. I collected 350 signatures, talking to each person whose signature I received. The signatures became a mathematical pattern, 90% against and 10% for. Mayor Barlow and his committees are trying hard to get a piece of the funding pie to improve our city. I looked over Vision 2020 last night, and one of the 10 focal points is downtown. Under "to be avoided," there is a picture of a chain drugstore. The second picture is of an overly busy downtown street. These two items have not yet been acted upon by our 2020 committee. Because of this, we have the distinct possibility of a downtown Dunkin' Donuts with precarious traffic. A prompt move on this item could prevent this from happening. In the best of all possible worlds, we could use grant money to make this site into a small park with trees, flowers, benches, and a sign saying, "Welcome to the city of Oswego," charted in 1848. Because of the wishes of the people, I respectfully ask Mayor Barlow to consider acting on this as soon as possible. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak? Seeing none, I will close public session, and the regular meeting starts in 1 minute. Order, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, please call the roll.
His Honor the Mayor.
Here.
Councilor McBrady.
She's excused.
Councilor DeMassey. Here. Councilor Hill.
Here.
Councilor Wilmot.
Here.
Councilor Gosick.
Here.
Councilor Tesorio.
Here.
Councilor Cordino.
Here.
6 present, 1 excused.
Thank you. I don't have anything under the mayor's report. Would any of the councilors like to speak during the mayor's report? Councilor Cordino.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to point out that last weekend we had a very large group of people attend the National Softball Tournament at Legends Complex. And as most people know, we had some hard decisions to make back in January, February about the status and the future of the fields. And I just wanted to point out that those decisions that were made back then created a very nice economic boom for the city, something that I didn't envision this year at all. I was hoping next year it would kick in, but there was over 1,000 people that were here for 48 teams, over 1,000 people. That's players, coaches, fans, families that were occupying all the hotel rooms that I know of in the city. As a matter of fact, I think some of them had to stay in Fulton. So Fulton should thank us on that one. There was restaurants. The restaurants were very, very busy. And I imagine many other shops, probably Walmart for odds and ends as well. But the bottom line is that the decisions that this council and this mayor made way back when, earlier part of this year, paid some economic dividends. As we all know, the sales tax is one of our biggest sources of revenue for the city of Oswego. And there's supposed to be a total of 10 tournaments this year. This one that happened last weekend was the biggest tournament, and we certainly reaped some benefits there. So again, thanks to the council, DPW, specifically Dave Buskey, who's always there for all of us, as you know, but did a lot of work on the fields. Mayor Barlow for his support. And most recently, I wanted to commend Councilors Tesorario and Wilmot and Bob's son Rob Wilmot. Last week we had the opportunity, I was there also, to do some renovating of the steps between fields 3 and 4, and which saves some city monies as well. So again, I think this is a win-win for everybody. Not only did the softball community get a beautiful complex to play, but the city is getting and reaping the benefits of all these tournaments that are coming and helping our economic and tax base. So thanks again.
Thank you. Anyone else have any comments? Councilor Gozick?
Yeah, I just wanted to make one other comment. A couple weeks ago, we approved the Fort Ontario having a little parade for their Revolutionary War reenactment. And my son and I went down to an event they have there this year. It was the second week, the Last Post Lantern Tour. And they're doing tours of Fort Ontario. AmeriCorps aide and Paul Lear, the Fort site director. And it was phenomenal. I was so amazed because I've been involved with history and local historical organizations for years, doing tours and what have you. And I was expecting a couple people. I went down there. Me and my son were the last ones. We got there 2 minutes early. And there were 50 people there at 9 o'clock on Wednesday night touring Fort Ontario till almost 11. It was phenomenal. So I just wanted to let everyone in the community know that's going on all summer. And if you haven't had a chance to go down, another opportunity here recreationally in Oswego, it's a great opportunity, and it's a fundraiser that supports the Friends of Fort Ontario to help them keep the fort restored and do lots of extra stuff there. So I just wanted to commend them and let the community know about that because it was really a great night.
Thank you. Any other councilors have anything to add? Seeing none, will clerk please call Resolution 262.
Approved minutes, Common Council meeting held July 9th, 2018.
Councilor Tesorario, Councilor Hill. Any comments? Clerk please call the roll.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorario.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call Resolution 263.
Approve use of public space, Alexander DeSasha, founder of Accept Oswego, in order to host a chalk walk event.
Councilor Hill, Councilor Gozick. Any comments? Will clerk please call the roll.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorario.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call Resolution 264.
Approve use of public space, Ruth Stevens, owner of a two-family dwelling located at 129 West Seneca Street, in order to install a one-car parking area.
Councilor DeMassey, Councilor Tesorario. Any comments? Will clerk please call the roll.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorario.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call Resolution 265.
Approve use of public space, Brian and Tracy Christ in order to host a block party on Sunday, August 5th, 2018, to celebrate their neighborhood receiving an Oswego Renaissance Association grant.
Councilor Tesorerio, Councilor Wilmot. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorerio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Clerk, please call Resolution 266.
Accept donation of a park bench to honor William G. Mercer.
Councilor Gozick, Councilor Cordino. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorerio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will Clerk please call Resolution 267?
Authorize mayor to enter into an agreement with Oswego County Opportunities for street canvassing in order to combat homelessness in the Oswego community, and further authorize City Chamberlain to complete budget amendment for same.
Councilor Hill, Councilor DeMassey. This is an initiative that stemmed out of several meetings between Oswego County, officials from the City of Fulton, officials from Department of Social Services. I attended these meetings. I brought our Section 8 Director, Nate Emmons, to these meetings and learned really about homelessness and what local municipalities can do really immediately to try to help combat the effort of homelessness and compile more information as to the reasons why folks in this small community are becoming homeless, and what we can do immediately to try to educate them on the services available so they can improve their situation. And also, we know that homelessness is becoming a problem that seems to be growing each and every year, and I think it's one thing to notice somebody who is homeless in a big city, but I think it really pulls at the heartstrings when you live in a community the size of Oswego and actually personally see somebody in a community this size who is in fact living on the streets. And I know I've personally seen it, and I've received pictures and have heard of other folks seeing the same thing I have, mainly along our river walks and our parks, like the Brightbeck Pavilion that's on the agenda tonight to try to get a grant to improve. We've dumped a lot of money into our river walks, both the East Linear and West Linear parks. East Park, I know, tends to have a homeless individual or two in the park. And also we've done some projects. I know when Super Dirt Week was clearing land behind Oswego Speedway, they ran into what some would call a homeless village, and even when we were doing some work behind Harbor Trail, we found a homeless individual living back there. So it's not a fun topic to talk about, but I think it's a topic that needs to be really brought to the forefront sooner than later before it becomes an actual crisis that becomes harder to manage the more you put it off. So this initiative stems out of, again, those meetings I had at the county building with several officials, but also I linked up with a organization in downtown Syracuse that provides street canvassing services as well, and did a ride along with them, and saw firsthand how even though folks involved in government and who watch the news and have access to news and government agencies and things like that may be well aware of the services that are available, I saw firsthand that some folks who are homeless have no idea at some of the services at their disposal. So street canvassing, the main focus is to locate these individuals and link them up with the resources available to take care of their immediate need while we work for a long-term solution, which in this case, in my opinion, is more supportive housing throughout Oswego County. And actually, we really don't have near enough homeless space in a homeless shelter to accommodate the need that we have. And I'm not just talking specifically about the city when I make those comments. It's very much a county-wide issue. So it's a problem we're going to have to face sooner than later, and we're going to have to partner with the county when we get the scope of our problem here locally and try to decide what to do in terms of a long-term solution. Street canvassing, this initiative specifically, the City of Oswego will partner with Oswego County Opportunities, who will provide two staff members to perform the street canvassing for 28 hours a week. Thursday and Fridays from 12:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. I wanted to focus on the evening hours as people are trying to find a place to stay for the night, and then also weekends. Because the second part of this initiative is, while we invest in our parks and our waterfront and try to aesthetically improve our community, I don't think it's sending the right message. We can try all the investment and all the things we want. If you have a homeless individual sleeping in public space, it really erases the message we're trying to convey, and also a message of, I think, how the city of Oswego should want to be perceived in terms of how we treat other community members. I think the city of Oswego, if somebody pulls into the city and either walks our trails or is pulling through their boat in a canal and sees a homeless person, I just don't like the message that sends as to who we are and how we look out for our neighbors. And in 2018, it's really hard, it's unfathomable in my mind to just turn a blind eye to this issue when your community members in this small of a community are actually resorting to sleeping on the streets. And I should say, it's not just folks who are sleeping outdoors. Homelessness also comes in terms of couch surfing, where somebody doesn't have a place of their own to stay and they hop from house to house, couch to couch, just trying to figure out where they're going to rest for the next night. So that also will be an issue that we'll have to address in the long run. So we also cover the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is a $25,000 initiative that will run from August 1st to December 31st. And these folks, they walk the streets and will encounter a homeless individual, provide them with literature and materials to educate them about the services available. They also, if the individual wants to be directly connected to the services, they'll offer a bus pass and transportation. They will also carry personal hygiene packs, emergency food, survival aid and harm reduction supplies, and they will actually conduct on-site individual assessments and what they call curbside counseling. Because what I learned when I was doing this in Syracuse is that actually they are hesitant to take up assistance right away. You have to build trust, you have to build a relationship with an individual before they actually believe that you're looking out for their best interests and not just trying to get them out of the park. So that's what some of these counseling services, that's the point of the counseling services. And I think that's about it. I covered everything. And then we will have a report by OCO conducted at the end to see their findings and actually get the information, which is the purpose of this initiative. And we must be prepared, in my opinion, to be prepared to address this problem in a more long-term, serious solution once we're armed with this information. So we will see what this information tells us and try to be proactive and move forward accordingly. Any other comments from the council? See none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesorio.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call resolution 268.
Authorize mayor to execute all documents necessary for the Brightbeck Park Community Playground and Pavilion Improvements Project through the 2018 New York State Consolidated Funding Application.
Councilor Tesorio, Councilor Corradino. First, I'm going to ask for an amendment to this resolution because since committee we had estimates come in from Parkitects who we met with just before the committee meeting, and we use estimates, just round figures, in the initial resolution, but now we have those firm specific estimates. So the amendment that I'll ask a motion and a second for takes the proposed project estimated cost from $520,500 to $591,520. The proposed grant amount needs to be changed from $390,000 to $440,640. With the city of Oswego's matching share of 25% was $130,000. Now $147,880. Excuse me. So I'll take a motion and a second for that. Councilor Corradino, Councilor Hill. Will clerk please call the roll to amend?
Counselor Hill.
Yes to amend.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes to amend.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes to amend.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes to amend.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes to amend.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes to amend.
Resolution to amend passes 601.
So what this project will do is totally replace and completely improve the Brightbeck Park playground. If you visit the playground now, it's almost borderline dangerous playground that's become outdated, and it's used quite a bit, quite frequently, and we really need to replace it. And I think it has, this particular project has a lot of support citywide, especially the First Ward residents who live in that area. This grant also improves the pavilion, where we will replace, or renovate, I should say, the bathrooms in the pavilion and improve some of the exterior elements of the pavilion. And it also, lastly, moves the basketball courts from alongside Lake Street to the other side of the playground to give the basketball players more space, but also takes them out of literally the front yard of the residents on Lake Street and moves that over so the kids playing and the bouncing basketball and the games that occur aren't as disruptive to the residents across the street. And it obviously totally overhauls the basketball courts. Well, they'll have state-of-the-art courts rather than the torn-up blacktop that exists there now. This is a grant through the New York State Parks Department. It's through the round of the CFAs. The application is due next Friday, and we usually find out the CFAs sometime in early to mid-December. Any comments from the council? Clerk, please call the roll on the amended resolution.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesorio.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Amended resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call resolution 269?
Authorize mayor to execute all documents necessary for the Reviving Rights Landing Marina project through the 2018 New York State Consolidated Funding application.
Councilor Hill, Councilor Tesorario. This grant application is another application we will submit into the CFAs, again due Friday, should find out sometime in early to mid-December. This grant application really follows the project list outlined in our waterfront comprehensive plan we had conducted in 2016. You remember we won a grant in December of 2016 through the CFAs that checked off a few of those projects. This will be more projects off the list. It includes a complete renovation of the Wrights Landing Pavilion, where we'll have more amenities in the pavilion like state-of-the-art grills, furniture, television, a fan. So actually the pavilion, I shouldn't say this, but I've been calling it, it'll become sort of a low-key party pavilion. I'll say that, where boaters will hopefully go up and actually use the pavilion and hang out there. We will renovate and redesign the bathhouse, which is by the boat launch, along with the other bathroom building on the west end of the marina. During the waterfront feasibility study, one of the issues we received the most feedback or complaints about was the condition of our bathrooms, but also experts say that boaters, no matter what type of boater, when they look for a place to either stop on a day trip or to rent their slip for the season, the first thing they look for is the quality of bathrooms and the quality and availability of showers and clean bathrooms. So I think in terms of really bringing life back into the marina, reviving the marina, and trying to capitalize on the city-owned and operated Wrights Landing Marina, we need to improve and renovate the bathrooms and offer state-of-the-art facilities there. We will redesign and install a new picnic area between the small boat launch and the west side bathhouse, where we will have a fire pit and an enhanced picnic area to again try to get both boaters and residents to go down, sit by the water, and capitalize on the waterfront. It connects in nicely with Harbor Trail. And we will do a lighting project along the marina walkway, which will just help with the ambiance of the marina. So this project total is $1,245,600. With the state share, should we win, be $934,000, and the city share $311,400. Any comments from the council? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call Resolution 270?
Authorize mayor to execute all documents necessary for the Oswego City's Canal Bright Light project through the 2018 New York State Consolidated Funding Application.
Counselor Gozick, Counselor Corradino. Last grant application in the 2018 CFAs is what will be a competitive grant to the Canal Corp. You have to be a municipality along the canal to apply for this. It's a very competitive grant because the state only allocates $1 million statewide with a maximum application of $150,000. So the project we would like to try is the lighting up the pedestrian walkway. We have the lights going across the Bridge Street Bridge, which I think everybody supports and looks forward to seeing as they go across the city. But also, if you go upriver, if you connect our Harbor Trail to the marina, actually Harbor Trail and the marina connects to the West Side Riverwalk, where we're having our summer concert series, where we're investing money through the DRI with improvements to the Riverwalk and Water Street and the Pocket Park. And that trail actually continues up to the pedestrian bridge with a staircase that brings you right to the bridge. And the bridge connects, obviously, the west side and the east side. So I think this project will be a nice aesthetic enhancement to the riverfront and the core of our community, both the east side and west side. And also we will, as we get done with the Harbor Trail project and do some other improvements, we will look to continue doing improvements up towards Bridie Manor and beyond along the West Riverwalk, because it really is an asset that's underutilized. I walk it and bike it frequently, and I'm sure as Councilor Gozick does as well, because it dumps right out in our neighborhood. So we'd like to encourage more people to use that. So I think this is a worthwhile application, and I think if we win, it'll be something to be celebrated when the time comes to actually light it up. The total cost is $178,970, with the city share, should we win, being $89,485. Any councilors have any questions? Seeing none. You guys aren't any fun tonight. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call Resolution 271?
Establish tobacco-free zone at Dog Park.
Counselor Wilmot, Counselor Tesario. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Clerk, please call Resolution 272.
Approve amendments to the plumbing code.
Counselor Tesario, Counselor Corradino. Any comments? Counselor Tesario.
Yes, I just want to say that this has been long overdue. The last time we really amended the plumbing code was 1991. We've made a few changes, but now we've brought it up to the New York State Uniform Building Code of 2015. So this makes it, a little bit more competitive and a little bit better for our contractors to actually, come and do the work according to the state code. So this has been long overdue. I just want to thank the current plumbing inspector, Kurt Miller, and the plumbing board for getting this done.
Thank you. Any other comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Will clerk please call Resolution 273?
Accept bid from Churchville Fire Department for a quick response attack rescue unit for use by the Oswego Fire Department.
Counselor Gozick, Counselor DeMassey. Any comments? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Hill.
Yes.
Counselor Wilmot.
Yes.
Counselor Gosick.
Yes.
Counselor Tesario.
Yes.
Counselor Cordino.
Yes.
Counselor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Clerk, please call Resolution 274.
Approve transfer of funds from within the Department of Public Works.
Councilor Wilmot, Councilor DeMassey. This is a transfer of funds from our snow removal account, which we had some extra left over of $80,000 to the streets account. The reason for this is this will allow us to do some sidewalks and shimming on streets that aren't part of our paving project, which is happening right now. When I did the budget for all the paving projects, I used our entire CHIPS allocation. Usually we leave a little bit of that left over to do sidewalks and shim some areas of the road, but because I completely exhausted that allocation, we will make this transfer so we can continue with sidewalks and shimming. One last note that I'll repeat from the committee meeting is my predecessors decided that it was the homeowner's responsibility to repair sidewalks in front of their home. When I took office, I think that's just not reasonable, and I think the city should pick up and resume doing sidewalks in front of our taxpayers' property. So unfortunately, we have received a lot of sidewalk flags and requests for repairs over the last few years, 2 years, 2.5 years since I've been mayor. Unfortunately, there's a backlog because of the lack of sidewalks, the lack of sidewalks being done from the previous years before I took office, because the city still accepted sidewalk requests and forgot to tell the people that they made the decision that they weren't going to do the sidewalks, so they just requested them, let them build up. So now we're actually going to start knocking them down. So if you, well, that was a bad use of words, we're actually going to start repairing them. So actually just be patient. If you have a request, please submit it right away, but understand that we do have a backlog, so it may take some time to get there, but we will try to get as many done with the budget we are working with. So any comments from the council? Seeing none, will clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesfario.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Any unfinished business to come before the council? I'll take a motion to adjourn. Councilor Tesoriero, Councilor Wilmot. Will clerk please call the roll?
Councilor Hill.
Yes.
Councilor Wilmot.
Yes.
Councilor Gosick.
Yes.
Councilor Tesfario.
Yes.
Councilor Cordino.
Yes.
Councilor DeMassey.
Yes.
Resolution passes 601.
Meeting is adjourned.
How'd it work? Looked like it stayed on.